All right, we're back with the car. We got a box full, or boxes full of parts, especially the little pin that goes down in there. So, gonna start getting everything put together. I think we're leaking quite a bit of brake fluid, probably because I connected the top part of the line, but the bottom part, slave cylinder part, is not connected, so it's probably leaking from there. And do the coolant. I got to put some gaskets on the AC condenser down here. I realized I forgot to do that. And then start putting it all back together. Okay, so it's 7 o'clock now. Pretty much spent the majority of the day working on the car. Didn't film anything, but got the axle out. That was pretty straightforward actually. Probably only took like an hour to do. Got the fancy Mishimoto cooling lines in. Got an aluminum, I think it's aluminum, coolant like Y connector. Good deal on Amazon. AutoZone it was like, or O'Reilly's it was like 80-90 bucks, but on Amazon it was $30, so that was sweet. Reran these wires underneath, put some zip ties temporarily. Also put another one right here for a ground. I'm gonna tidy it all up later, but I just kind of want to test drive everything before I like officially like wrap it all back up in some like sheathing like this. Made a huge mess of coolant, but it's pretty much what's going on. Just got the drive shaft on, so it's kind of hard to see. Let me get lower. There you go. Just got the drive shaft on. Need the other end of the axle so I can bolt it up. I'm gonna try to put the X pipe back on here. I have to figure out how I'm gonna do it though, because these are the Coyote's cats, and the guy I bought it from welded his exhaust together. Don't recommend doing that. Don't recommend doing it the way he did it. He put like a sleeve inside and welded it in, so he's like bringing the diameter tighter and then widening it again and then bringing it back tighter. It was not the greatest. So I'm gonna try to use my exhaust, but I gotta figure out if I can make it work with all that. So I'll probably put some of the exhaust today and maybe call it a day. And then the game plan is make this car disappear tomorrow. So I thought this would be a good thing to document. So those sleeves that are in the exhaust, I got the one out. And what I've been doing is this, let me pick it up. Okay, so this was attached to the exhaust up there, just like how that is. And what I've been doing is with the grinder and the Dremel, I've been cutting it as close to that weld as I can. And the reason is, this is inside the exhaust. So this piece inside, sitting in there, and my belief is that now that I've gotten that out, I should be able to slide my exhaust into this tubing and we should be good to go. And I believe I have enough slack in my exhaust tubing that the length of this that I took out is about an inch and a half. Well, it wasn't cut very straight, but I think I have enough play in mind that I can still meet the full length I need to properly put on the rest of the exhaust. Also, that is the drive shaft just hanging. Got that bearing mounted up there and connected to the trans. So I thought this was good to document, and that's what's going on. Okay, so after a long time trying to get the axle on, we got it on, got my original brakes on and the wheels. So it's all bolted up. This is the GT sway bar. Everything else is from the V6 springs, shocks, axle, obviously GT. It took way longer than I wanted for it to get bolted up, mainly because there's a a point in the middle here, and that bolt was way hard to get. But once we got that bolt in, and then this panhard bar right here, that was also pretty hard to get the bolts lined up. But once those bolts were lined up, everything else kind of went in pretty easy. But it was extremely hard because the rubber bushings on there, I guess for whatever reason, it sprung upwards, and so when you're trying to pull the bracket down, the bolt was just really hard to slide in. So done with that, got everything put together, bled the clutch. It's got some good pressure. I probably should check the brakes, bleed them, but we got this car to deal with before we do that, and that will be in the next video. Also, here's the old axle, lowered springs, exhaust. Hopefully the parts we need for it arrive today, and we can get that situated too.